Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. I haven't said this in so long. I messed that up. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy. Yeah, I forgot who I was.
And I'm Brian.
And I'm Christine.
Welcome, Christine, for her second time. First time solo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
I feel like we haven't podcasted ever.
Well, I messed up the intro there because I forgot what the name of the damn podcast was.
But to those people listening at home, it doesn't seem like they missed. I think we skipped 1 week, right?
Dana asked me what we were up to. That was it. Out of people that asked me about the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Dana said, what's coming up? Not that we haven't been out there, but just like what's coming up next.
Well, she said she was actually
she's reading Dead Zone.
She's reading
right
the Dead
now.
Zone so she can watch the movie.
Yeah,
so she
she's
can listen to our
going to watch
podcast.
the movie. And then what did she say she had next? I forget.
Needful Things? No, she read Needful Things already.
Or maybe she was going to watch Christine next,
maybe.
I think.
Maybe.
Yes.
Dave complimented her. He said she was a really good guest.
Yeah, I think
Dana's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
she definitely knows how to get in there. How to
Logan's
butt into you guys.
Logan's got a ranking and Dana's very high on it,
Nice.
but she's not the highest.
Ooh.
Sorry, Dana.
Oh.
Can we say who the highest
the
is or no?
highest?
I don't know if I should do. I don't want to like ruin anybody's.
Well, you're not saying that the person's bad.
Is it himself?
or worse, you know?
It is not himself. Although he was listening to
Is it Connor?
himself today. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who it was, but Logan has a ranking. Next time we have Logan on, we'll.
Well,
We're
we're
not
not
able-
asking you to tell us.
He
I
said
was
that
saying
this
we ranked the
person was
lowest.
able to, and it's funny that you should say butting in. Like he said that this person was able to butt in and hold their own against us. I was like, that's probably tough to do.
That would be Dana. See, I would have given
Then
Dana
it's
And
me.
I
credit.
said Dana. And
It's
I
me.
said, that's Dana.
You can't butt in against yourself.
Logan likes me. That's what it is. I give him. He likes me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Did you notice that I cut back the horn on the published episodes to 2 seconds instead of 4.5 seconds?
What in the hell are you talking about? What does that even mean? What?
You know how long the horn thing goes
Oh.
for? I cut it back by 2.5 seconds.
Why? And why?
Because if someone's starting to listen to us now, they're going to have no clue what the horn means.
But that's what makes it so special.
Well, it's still there. It's just 2 seconds instead of 4.
Interesting.
4.5.
I don't know why that would make that was something that you were
If
thinking
you didn't
about. Like, I
even
should change
notice,
that.
then-
We
Do you
did,
think
yeah.
someone's giving our podcast 2 seconds of time? They're like, this horn's going on.
Well, if you hear the horn
and
and you have like your headphones turned on really high, they
Or
might
do you
be
think
like,
they're like,
"What the hell?"
4
Kinda like,
seconds
yeah, I
for a
was just
horn?
like
That
that.
seems weird. I wonder what these guys are up to.
what's this all about? I clicked on a podcast for Return of the Jedi, and all I hear is a horn.
Sounds like the Love Boat.
Yeah, it sounds like the Pacific Princess.
That was the
What's that all about?
carryover from the Love Boat podcast.
What have you been doing?
Well,
Andy?
Well,
obviously, I was
Besides not telling us who Logan's favorite is.
I was
It's
away
Brian?
for 2 weeks in Italy with my family, my
Nice.
wife, my
Italy,
kids,
huh?
my mom, my mother-in-law. Yeah, it was a good time. We all survived. No one killed
every
each
time
other.
I saw that picture of the Coliseum, I was just like, that looks so awesome.
It was a lot of stuff. We did a lot in a short period of time. We flew into Italy, into Rome. We did Rome for 3 days, and we got on a cruise ship for 7 days, and then we came back to Rome for another day.
Is that your first cruise in the?
First non-Western Hemisphere cruise, yeah, and only the second time I've been to
Was
Europe.
the water different? Like more like wilder waters or different colors?
It was rough, actually. Some of the days, really, sorry, really rough.
We need that cough.
Yeah,
I know.
Sorry. But we had a great time. Lots of walking. There were days where over 20,000
Yeah.
steps because we were all bragging about steps and, you know.
Whenever I do something that's like not of the norm, I'm always checking my steps
Yeah.
to see like, wow, I did 20,000 in Atlantic City or something like that. You know,
We had 3 days in a row where we did 20,000 steps each day. And by the second day of that, my mom and Nancy, Michelle's mom, were like, nope. Like we went
Yeah.
to...
was that?
the first day we were there, we did like the Trevi Fountain and walked around our
I have a
hotel.
Lego set, the Trevi
And-
Fountain.
But the second day we did the Vatican Museum. So it was actually the third day that they note that. The Vatican Museum day, that was all morning. Best cup of coffee I've ever had right outside the Vatican Museum. And that also includes the Vatican, St. Peter's Basilica, all that. We had to walk like a half a mile just to get to the hop on, hop off bus. My mom let me hear that. She's like, I thought these things were convenient. I'm like, well, you know, what are you going to do? So the next day after that, when we did the Coliseum, Michelle had bought the tickets well in advance, like 6 months ago. And when we got there at like 11 o'clock in the morning, she like looks at the ticket and she's like, there's a fucking time on here. I'm like, what? She's like, it says like 5:30. I'm like, really? Come back at 5:30. So she went up to a guy and said, come back at 5:30. So we're like, God damn it. So then we went to the Spanish
Good thing
Steps.
it wasn't earlier. Like you would have missed
Yeah.
your
Well, we
time,
stopped. We actually stopped and got lunch there. Then we went to the Spanish Steps, which are 137 steps, long steps. My mom didn't even bother with those. When we got
you just stayed at
back,
the bottom?
When we actually got off at the top, so we had to walk down, then walk back up. When we got back to the Coliseum at like 2 or something like that, they have other stuff there. The forums there, the Pantheon's there. So we were going to do that, and my mom's like, "No, I'm not." So we found a cafe, and Michelle took the moms over there and just sat there with the moms. So Logan, Daniel, and I did all that stuff, and oh my God, I couldn't believe those two. They were just nonstop. I couldn't believe it. I was so proud of them, but also kind of disgusted with them as they're like,
They're young.
we're going to go back and do another circle. I'm like, oh,
We're going
my
to loop
God.
this one more time.
We just did it, and it's 110 degrees out. So anyway, Coliseum is awesome. All that, it's all really great. The cruise, the boat we were on was insane. The excursions were all okay. Pompeii was awesome, but all the rest were kind of just like, you get off, you're in a city, they take you to a spot, you look at the city, and you're like, all right. Barcelona was like that. Barcelona rained.
But you mean
actually.
Barcelona?
Barcelona. It rained all day, so that was less impressive. But the boat we were on was just absolutely. I've never been on anything like it. Was a floating city in every sense of the word. Like they had one whole level that was just bars and restaurants, and they had a central park where you actually just walked through, and it was like gardens and bars and restaurants, and that looked that was on the 8th floor, and that looked all the way up. There was no ceiling on that. So, and then they had a boardwalk where they had like a carousel and
People were getting
water rods.
mugged in the
Bums in the bushes.
It was really a fun trip. But I'll tell you, the last day, the day we flew home, we got up at 6:30, got to the Rome airport at like 8. Our flight was 10:45 or something like that, and it was a 10-hour flight. So by the time we landed in JFK, not Newark, not Philly, JFK, with the time change of it, like it was like 3:00 in the afternoon here, but it was really to our bodies like 9:00. And then it was a 2-hour drive from JFK back here. Oh my God.
You're lucky it was only a 2 hour.
I was so, well, no traffic. It was a really good ride. But my God, I was just so done at that
starting
point.
that drive though had to be like, here we go.
Well,
You know what I mean?
as soon as like our wheels touched the ground in JFK, I was like, I don't even care now. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'll survive anything now. And I say that, and then we got to customs, and there were like 1,000 people trying to go through customs. I was like, I'm gonna kill every one of these motherfuckers right now. Oh my God! But it was a fun time. I had a good time.
Awesome.
So
3 days enough in Rome?
yeah, 3 days were actually perfect. But you have to plan it right. You have to have like the tickets for the Vatican. You have to have like the tour. You can't just wait in line because the line goes down the block. But there's like a bunch of private tours. And
was that for all the people that didn't know?
they
to
just
get
go. They
tickets
just
or
show up
whatever?
day of tickets. It's like going to Broadway for day
Yeah.
of. You're just like waiting in line, and maybe you get in, maybe you don't. But
So
like
when
I
you
said,
show
I'm at
up
a
their
point now.
day at your time that you had, you go right in?
yep, went right in. We had a tour guide. But yeah, like 3 days is plenty. I mean, you can't do everything, but it's plenty for like touristy stuff.
But I want to do everything.
And we ate at like a tiny little Italian restaurant every night. That
What
was
about the
fun.
Irish pub?
Well, that was afterwards. That was like, we were just like, let's go get a drink.
How
and
was
walk around.
Paris?
No, we didn't go to Paris.
Oh,
We
you
went to
went to France,
Marseille
right?
in
Yeah.
France. And
Marseille,
that was
yeah.
fine. Again, we like got off the boat, got on a bus. They drove us to like the center of town, looked around. It was really cool. There's a big castle up there that we didn't go to. There was a big church over there that we didn't go to. There was a big fountain over there that we went to. And they're like, all right, get back on the bus. And
Do you have to go to the Vatican to get those giant penis can openers, bottle openers?
that was in Pompeii.
Oh,
Really?
Pompeii had the gigantic penis can openers.
well, that makes sense.
And also the caves
Why?
of
it's gonna blow.
Palermo. We went to Palermo and went to the caves there. Those were the pictures that we took where the boys were like, Michelle decided we were going to have to do the 12 calendar date. Every month's going to have a picture of my boys with gigantic
They were some
penises in
great
their hands. And
pictures.
stuff
Yeah.
like
Great
that. So
pictures.
it's really crazy. Like I don't see that stuff in American tourist
No,
shops.
no. I mean, when you said that they existed, I was a little upset that you didn't bring one
You have to
home.
go to Europe. And you know what? After you said that,
Seen
you're like,
them
of
on
course, you've
cruises?
got one of those.
Oh,
I was like,
really?
oh shit, I hope I come across another gift shop that has them. And I didn't.
I've never seen.
You will.
A
We have
penis
seen them.
bottle opener that big.
It was gigantic.
We have on the cruise in
maybe
different
you
ports.
have.
I have.
She was looking for him. It wasn't a bottle.
She knows where to
opener.
look.
It was attached.
Where are
to
you
somebody.
hiding them?
You wish.
See, now she's talking into the mic, huh?
There it
Like
is.
that.
That's why she always
Did you hear
lowers her
that?
bottle when she cracks it open.
Jay, you do anything fun while I was gone?
I went to see Mr. Bungle last night.
Oh my God, so did I. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
It was a really good show.
Who is Mr. Bungle?
Mr. Bungle is the lead singer from Faith No More, Mike Patton. He's got a bunch of other bands. This is one of his many other bands. But they were playing at the Fillmore in Philly last night, and I went to see that.
Fillmore in Philly is a great venue. I've
I
been
like
there
it a
twice
lot,
now.
yeah.
And I love it there. It's so nice.
Where is that? South Street?
It's-
North?
No, that was right on. We were right under the L there, right?
Yeah,
So that was
I don't know, Philly town. The breakdown is, but it's right off at 95, like right there.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's not too far off of 95. But when we were leaving, we were like right under the L train. So I don't know if that.
I think that's a little
yeah.
north of Broad.
Definitely north of Broad.
Yeah.
Or north of
the
like
main center city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely north of like the stadium area and stuff like that for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Mr. Bungle was fun.
I think I mentioned Chris DiStefano. Did I mention that on here? I went to see a comedian in Atlantic City, Chris DiStefano.
I think that was the
really
week
good.
I left. So no.
Yeah, that was really good. I had fun with that show.
I think I know who that is.
and-
He's tall.
Yeah, he
Like
does a
black hair?
podcast with Sal Volcano.
Oh,
the
really?
Practical Jokers, yeah. Tomorrow night I'm going to see Tim Dillon, a comedian, and then on Sunday I'm seeing Jon Stewart, John Mulaney, and Pete Davidson.
Damn.
I know other
Yeah.
people that are going to that.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Wow.
going.
You're going to
Well,
that.
Michelle wanted to go to that, so I'm taking, and I think the kids are going.
Kids
too.
are going that
Yeah.
one too, yeah, and Dana and
Tara,
Dana and
Tara,
Tara are
right,
going,
yeah,
Yeah,
as
I
well,
thought
yeah.
about getting tickets for that.
That'll be
You
fun.
should.
be fun.
It's fun, yeah.
We're going to see what am I seeing? Book of Mormons on Sunday.
Oh, you're going to see that?
When are you going to see that
Sunday.
in Broadway?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wasn't invited.
You were
Oh, you're not invited. Who's going? Just the girls,
You
or
were invited.
Why didn't you go to that?
They
I
didn't
would've-
even they didn't even tell me about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know you probably told them.
Listen, I haven't seen it yet either. If you want to go see it,
Yeah.
I
Do
do
you?
want to see it.
Do you want to sit in a small Broadway?
If
theater
Andy was able to
seats?
sit in it,
I mean, it's not comfortable, but
It's not comfortable.
very
oh,
fun.
no.
I was
See?
on the aisle, so I had my 1 foot like kind of just like
Yeah,
stretched.
we have no
out.
aisle seats. There's 10 of us going, and the text went
all
out.
girls?
Is it everybody but Brian? Is it everybody?
It is myself, Carrie, Connor, Caitlin, Susie, Mike, and Brady.
Wow.
Is that 10 people?
I don't know.
No, Erica and Kat.
Very cool.
So
That's gonna be.
Katie sent it out. It's like it's Broadway's week of buy one, get one 50% off. So we did it, and the text went out to everybody. And you said no to the Broadway shows.
Did I only hear one? Was it Connor is the only male in that entire group?
No, Mike and Brady.
Oh,
Carrie,
Brady.
Mike, and Brady.
Well, all
Our brother-in-law.
Mike, I guess.
I might go in
Oh.
and then hang out in the city while they're, the peep show's still there.
42nd Street. I think Giuliani cleaned
Not in
those up
town.
like 3
Not-
years
It's
ago.
a nighttime show, so I'm sure you'll find something to do in the city.
You're not in Times Square. You can go see a comedy show.
Oh,
Go to the comedy.
That's
Cellar.
Sunday
I bet
night.
they have
Sunday night?
comfortable
Sunday night.
seats.
You'll probably be
Yeah,
watching
you
the
got tables, yeah.
you'll probably be watching the Cowboys Giants game at that
Oh,
time.
yeah, that's on. That's
yeah.
on. Yeah, I know. I am sacrificing the Eagles game. I'm not that thrilled.
I'm sacrificing the Giants game. I didn't even know that when
Mhm.
all of a sudden Michelle's like,
You'll be
"We
in
got-"
AC. You can
She's like,
bet
we
it.
got that concert this weekend. I'm like,
Oh. They're playing at
like
night, 8 o'clock.
8:00.
You can bet it in
Yeah.
AC.
I can bet it on my phone right now.
I know, but I'm saying it's fun to bet there in AC.
It is.
What casino's it at?
Hard
Hard
Rock.
Rock.
Of course. Yeah, they have all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Borgata.
That's
still
where I
gets
saw.
good stuff,
That's
too.
where I saw Chris Stefano at the Borgata,
Oh, okay.
and I'm seeing Seinfeld at the Borgata in
Really?
December. Yeah,
That's
Have you
pretty
seen
cool.
a show at the Hard Rock then yet?
yeah, I've seen.
That's a good theater?
Yeah, I liked it. It's nice.
Yeah, that's where I saw Motley Crue. They were at Motley Crue. Def Leppard was at Hard Rock. Oh, and Hall & Oates.
That's where I've seen nothing.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen anything.
You
I
haven't been
haven't
to a lot of
seen anything.
concerts, though. Yeah,
I went to 5 concerts.
Is it 5 now? I thought it was like 2.
Beach Boys in 83, 84. Some guy at the Rochester War Memorial.
Billy Joel, and you sat
Billy
the
Joel, I
entire
saw that
time.
one.
So embarrassing.
That country concert. Maybe it's 4. 4 concerts. I
Country
think.
concert. I could see you sitting through, but you sat through Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
Everybody's like
sat
standing
down.
up.
Hell yeah, they are.
Everybody's standing up.
It was so annoying.
My favorite part of a
Oh.
concert is when someone behind me says, "Hey, sit down," and I turn around and say, "Fuck you." I'm standing the whole time. You pay for the whole seat, but you only need none of it.
I
wanna-
will say, when we went to Billy Joel in Madison Square Garden last year, we were the only ones like standing. Like nobody in our row was sitting.
Really? That's
like
weird.
they were all sitting. I mean, I'm like, what's wrong with you people? And the lady next to me, on her cell phone the entire time texting. I'm like, you realize we're
They're
at
New
a
Yorkers.
concert?
When I went to Hall & Oates, there were a lot of people yelling, "Sit down." And Michelle and I were standing, and like 3 or 4 people in front, like 2 or 3 rows in front of us, were standing. And like every time they yelled, "Sit down," we'd turn around and give them the look like stand up. Like, what's wrong with you?
Like, yeah.
It's an hour and a half concert. You can stand for most of it. If you have to sit, you take a break.
I would never tell someone to sit down, but I would sit there and stew.
I would
and be
complain
on
to
your
the
phone.
person I was with, like, this fucking guy, sit down.
Yeah, he sat like the entire time.
Yeah, I don't know how you can get up and at least you don't enjoy Billy Joel, or
No, it's not that I didn't like Billy Joel. It's just that it wasn't like I was standing at a bar with a beer watching him.
you could get a drink while you're at the show. and
It's
watch
even
it.
better. You're standing at the concert.
You're
watching
actually
it.
seeing him. He's in the vicinity. You're right there. He's there. you know?
Yeah, but it was nice seats. Why can't we just sit in the nice seat?
You're like the old people there.
It
I don't
depends-
even
it depends on
understand.
what you
I don't
can
even
see.
understand
I don't
what you're
understand
saying right now.
when I saw Steely Dan's a band that you see sitting down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
You know
much
what I mean?
much more mellow.
Yeah,
It
you
works.
Can, you can.
But at Billy Joel
Chill.
concert, you should have been standing up.
Yeah.
You also kind of like got to read the room. If you're the only one standing, you might
Then
be
that's
like,
a different- yeah.
maybe I should
Something's
sit
off
down.
here,
Well,
But
that's what I felt like. So I was there with Caitlin, and we felt like we were the young ones. Like everybody around us was older. We're like,
that's
I
kind
guess that's why they were
of Hall & Oates was like that. When I was standing and no one else was, I was looking around. I'm like,
we're all these old.
everybody's in their scooters and
So
stuff.
you didn't have all that white when you
Shut
went to that?
Says the
Yeah.
man with no hair.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, really.
I need to cut it all off.
I'm
right
still
now.
young at heart. I can still stand at a concert.
What have you done, or what have you watched?
I watched I watched a couple K-dramas. I'm watching one now. You guys wouldn't be interested in
No, not even a little bit. That's
No.
fine.
Tell me though, I might be.
It's the
Don't
one
you watch them together? Or you watch them?
No,
we
you guys watch
watched
that?
You guys didn't
No, no.
believe it. When I told you that we watched them separately, you were like, no, you're not.
No,
We don't watch the same
No,
shows.
I said there's no way you love every single one of these shows that you pick.
No, I
You say
don't.
that
We
they're the
don't.
best.
We don't always agree
He-
on
he
them, but there are
raves
some
about
that
these
we.
shows.
the ones
we
that
do
I
like.
commit to, I like. But I mean, I've
Like
watched.
he was watching 17 hours of shows in between weekly episodes we were doing, and he's coming in saying he
oh
finished
yeah,
it. Up
are you saying that you don't do more? If I do 17, she's doing 30.
Well, he also was watching.
grenade?
He was he was watching a 17-hour K-drama and then saying, "I wasn't really into it till about the 10th episode." I'm like,
No, even further
what
than that. I
in
thought it
the
was the
fuck are you
15th.
talking about?
It's like by the 15th episode, I was really enjoying.
That's like 3
And
seasons of
each
They
one
American
end at
TV
16,
now.
by the
Each
way.
one
Most
was
of them end
70
at
minutes
16.
long too.
Right.
He was saying there were 70-minute long episodes. I was
The
like,
majority are
no
16
way.
episodes. And,
16 episodes in an hour, 10 hour, 20
But we have a
minutes.
few that come out weekly, and those ones we watch together.
We're watching one together
Yeah.
now, yeah.
It comes because they don't.
It's about
they release 2
it's
episodes
called,
per week.
what's that one called? Behind Your Touch.
Behind your?
And it's about a veterinarian who, during a meteor shower, she can see the what someone has done by touching their butt. And she's a veterinarian, so whenever she
Yeah, this
touches
is not-
an animal's butt, she can see what the animal saw.
Every one of these K-dramas seem to have some kind of supernatural element to them. Almost
Not
every
everyone.
single
Not
one
everyone.
of
A
them.
lot of them do.
Some of
yeah.
them do.
The ones that I like have a little supernatural. Like the one I'm watching now, it's this one guy it's called Link, and he's linked to this girl, and he can tell when she cries, he'll just all of a sudden start crying. And this is the 9th episode. All of a sudden, she's linked to him, so she will feel what he's feeling.
Sounds just
There's a lot of
terrible,
murder in
terrible.
that one too.
That's all Brian has done since.
Speaking
you guys
of murders,
have left.
have you started Only Murders?
Yeah.
Season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's good. Good.
Season
good,
3
good,
is
good.
good with
Is it?
yeah,
She's
Paul-
acting like she's going
Meryl
to.
Streep
I
and
do.
Paul Rudd.
I love season 1 and 2. I like.
Yeah.
And you
like
got Meryl
Murders in the
Streep
Building.
and Paul Rudd now.
Yep. It's
Oh.
very good. It's a very
Okay.
fun season.
I might have to check that one out. I may have to put my.
And they're
K-drama on
only
hold.
35-minute episodes.
I know.
So it's not like
I like them.
Yeah, it won't have to take too long. So.
That was like the first thing we watched when we got back from not watching TV for 2 weeks. It's a weird feeling to not watch any TV for 2 weeks. And then
like not even in like the hotel room.
I put like the news on because it's almost everything's in Italian. So I'd put like CNN or Fox on just because I was like that hurricane that went over Florida basically missed all that. Nancy was like calling Jules just to make sure he was alive. And everyone's, I'm like, what's going on?
Most
of
Florida.
She's like, oh, there's a hurricane in Florida. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was happening.
It was like one of those things that it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
Everybody said it was going to be brutal.
Is pornography considered TV?
Wait, are you saying that's what I was watching?
It depends on how you're.
There was
family.
and I don't know if there was any kind of like Skinamax stuff at all. But
okay.
It was funny though because in Italy, not on the cruise ship. The cruise ship, Michelle and I were in our own room. The boys were in their room, and the mom shared a room. But in Italy, the boys had a room, and the women had a room. So Logan, Daniel, and I shared a bed. It was really Daniel had a separate. He had like a single, and then Logan and I were in a bed together. And I was just kind of like, why does this feel weird? I'm like, they're my kids, but it still seems weird. And then I woke up at like 3:00 in the morning one day, and Logan is spooning me. Like he has both hands around me, leg thrown over me. I like woke up. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? And I kind of like peeled his arm off me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, what's wrong with this kid? And then I told him the next morning that I'm like, dude, you were spooning me. He's like, yeah, well, he's like, it was probably Daniel talking in his sleep. I'm like, oh, is Daniel talking? I didn't pick up on that. So the next night he's like, woke me up. He's like, listen. And Daniel's just over there going like, I don't know. We're gonna. I'll be there, but you got. I mean, he was like full senses. I was like, you guys are. I can't sleep.
I'm not sure I get the connection though between talking in your sleep and
the spooning.
Yeah, how did that make him spoon him?
I think he was trying to deflect.
connection?
I think he was trying to deflect his weirdness to say that
At least I'm not
Daniel
talking
was
in my
weird.
sleep.
Yeah, and then they both make fun of my snoring. I'm like, yeah, snoring. I'm like, that's whatever.
Normal. Yeah.
That's the room that got the porno bill though. Mom,
You have your phone. They
I'll
don't
tell
need
you.
that.
So
That's
one
true.
thing I want to point out. So on the cruise ship, and I know we've been on cruises before, and so we've never been on a 7-day cruise before. So Michelle, like as soon as we got on the boat, we're like, all right, are we getting the drink package? Are we not getting the drink package? The drink package for the full week per person was $631.
Oh my God.
So I was like, fuck. I'm like,
No way.
and you got to get it for the room. So you got to get 2 people to get it. So I was like, so we're talking like $1,250 for Michelle and me to drink. I'm like, that is
You gotta
insane.
get 12 bottles of Dom
Well,
Perignon.
and you can't do that. You can't get bottles of anything. It's got to be single drinks.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I got it, I went right into the thing. I was like, I want a double bourbon. The guy's like, I can only give you one at a time. I'm like, give me a bourbon. Give me a bourbon. Give me the card back. I'm like, give me a bourbon. And he did it again. I just poured it in the same glass. But so I was like, man,
That's
I'm like,
effort to
I was
drink
really
that
kind of like, well, it's better to hold a double as you're walking around than getting a single, then getting a single, then getting a single. So I was kind of against it. Michelle's like, I think it will pay off. And the drink prices are so insane. Like, I think it was $10 for a beer or a glass of wine and $14 for any kind of like anything over that. And then there were like $20 drinks also, like the more mixed drinks and stuff like that.
The P.
So we were just like,
How many nights was the cruise?
7. So I was like, okay. So we broke it down. We're like,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
believe me, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But Michelle kind of was like, well, I think they said if you have 6 drinks a night, it'll be worth it. And I was like, okay, yeah, but there's gonna be days we get off the boat,
Right.
But you never get off the boat during prime drinking times. You're getting off the boat in the morning, you get back by lunch.
And you need a drink.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick, she keeps saying, oh, that's too much, whatever. The last cruise we went on, it was over $600 per person for
No,
the
it
drink
wasn't.
passage. Yes, it was. It was over $1,200 for the drink
Were you on a week-long cruise too?
It was a week-long
So
cruise,
I guess
yeah.
that's a standard thing. So anyway, so the moral of the story is that the kids and my mom and Michelle's mom did not buy a drink the entire time. Like I would just go up to the bar and with Michelle's card and be like, give me 2 glasses of wine, go back to my mom and Nancy, give them the wine, go back up to the bar, give me 2 Stellas, go bring the boys beers. So we ended up getting, I was actually figuring this out in the airport as we were flying home, 204 drinks charged between mine and Michelle's card over the week long, 204 drinks. And whatever the math was now, I don't remember exactly what, but I figured it out that it cost, if we had bought each drink, it would have cost us $3,000. And our average drink price was $5.50.
You did really well.
Yeah, we did really well because we had the drink package for 2 people and spread it amongst 6.
Yeah.
And there were times that like Daniel and Logan were going out after we're like going to bed. Can we have your card? Sure, go. And then the next morning we'd meet up and Daniel's like, every bar I went to, they're like, is this your dad's card? You shouldn't be using your dad's card. And then they'd give us the drinks. We would just be like, all right, we'd go to another bar and is this
You
you?
should give them a $1 tip.
Yeah.
They're going to give you the drinks.
And then,
Don't worry.
man, I didn't want to make this all about my cruise. I was playing roulette 2 nights and I was on fire both nights. I was up so much money. The second night we were playing 5 9s in a row. 5 9s in a
What
row.
are the odds of that?
72 million to 1. Logan like was sitting there going like, is that 36 times 36 times 36 times 36 times 30? I'm like, yes, that's exactly what that is. He's like, 72 million to 1. I'm like, I cannot believe this. Luckily, I got out after the third 9, but I was like shocked. I was like, that can't possibly be.
I've never seen
And I took a
anything
pic-
close.
I took a picture of it because I was like, obviously this is fixed. I'm like, you're putting your finger on the wheel. Something's going on here. And he's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, 5 9s in a row. You're obviously doing something. So I took the picture of it and I was going to actually send it to
Royal Caribbean.
Royal. Thank you. I forgot what boat I was on already. And say
Try to
like,
get yourself a free cruise.
your thing's fixed. So
If Brian was on, he would have yelled at him for you.
I yelled, but I was already out by the time the 5th one came. So I was just like, you guys are crazy here. I watched Across the Spider-Verse, the new Spider-Man
Brady
animated
loves
movie.
that.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's weird
That's
too.
all I
but,
heard
like,
about it. That's really good.
So good, so
Yeah.
good, so good. And I watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Meh. It's not good. It's not bad either. It just should have never been made. Like, it's so pointless to have this movie because it starts off the first like 20 minutes or 1943, a de-aged Harrison Ford. They should have made that the whole movie. They should have spent the money and made it a 40-year-old Harrison Ford because that was really fun. And then you get through that part of the plot and then it's 1969 and Harrison Ford's like 80 years old, and now it's just old man Indy like walking around going like this all day. And the girl in it has to rescue
It's
him
like
all
when
the
the first half
time.
of Full Metal Jacket is better than the
Yes.
second half.
So that was I was disappointed with it. And Justified, City Primeval, finished that season. Great. I loved Justified.
Christine
love
hasn't said
Justified.
anything that she's watched or.
Oh.
Is there anything you're
K-dramas.
watching?
Yeah,
Well, we were talking about
Korean.
things we've done. So I guess since you went, I went to the Fall Out Boy concert, which was awesome.
Oh, all right. Where was
Oh,
that
yeah.
at?
That's
And we
right.
just discovered that they're coming back on tour.
Are you gonna
So
see 'em again?
Going again.
Where did you see
Great
them?
concert. Down in Camden,
Oh, at the East Center there, whatever it's called.
whatever it's called.
Susquehanna Bank or
I don't know what it's called now, but the outdoor,
Twitter.
basically you're outdoor
time, yeah.
on the field, like the field seat, the lawn seats.
Oh, lawn seats?
No.
Awesome.
Get a seat.
No.
Yeah.
So much better on the lawn.
Get a seat.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's too far
Inside.
away. Lawn's too far away.
That's why I did that
Well-
And
country
it's
concert.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know. We were fine. We sat there in the beginning. We got good seats right in front of the screen, also right in front of the stage. And once the show started, we were on our feet the entire time. So it didn't matter. Great performance, great night. Awesome. So when we
Nice.
found out that
I
they were
didn't go,
coming back to
in case you
concert,
were
no,
wondering.
you did
Oh,
not go.
You
I'm
told us
sure-
your 5 concerts.
I'm sure you weren't even
Well,
invited to
I
that
didn't
one.
know.
Yeah.
He was like, who?
Now, are you
No.
also going to what's coming up soon? Michelle was saying today at lunch.
Jonas Brothers.
Oh, Jonas
Next
Brothers.
concert.
You're doing
Are you
that?
going to that?
Going to that one.
Joe's
On the
single.
They're
23rd.
doing
now.
aren't they doing like 50 songs a night?
It's
We
like a
talked
huge
about
set
that.
list.
It's a
yeah.
long set list,
Yeah.
but it'll be good.
And
It'll-
Joe's going through a nasty divorce right
Yeah.
now.
apparently. Yeah.
Sansa Stark's going to take him for all his Jonas Brothers money.
Yeah, she's
Apparently-
She's going to be queen of the all for
She's
all
gonna
of that
Ramsay
Jonas
him.
Brothers money.
Apparently, she had postpartum depression, and he was like trying to force her to go out to big Hollywood parties, and she just wanted to stay home, and he did not like that.
Wow, she should
Really?
have married to Tom Cruise. Doesn't Tom Cruise say that that's all made up, like postpartum's made up? That's when you like got in a fight with Matt Lauer. Why are you being so
Probably.
glib, Matt?
I watched. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Were you still talking?
Oh, no.
All right.
She's always still talking.
I watched the Poseidon Adventure. I mentioned that to you from 1972.
Love that movie.
It still holds up. I love that movie. I watched the new Adam Sandler movie. You are so not invited to.
Oh yeah, on Netflix, right?
Oh, I saw that.
It's with his
Good?
his daughters, and it's okay. It's aimed for the younger crowd, but it was decent. If you like the Adam Sandler movies, it wasn't like one of his bad Click and shit like that.
Oh my God, Click is so terrible. I hate
I
that
watched Telemarketers, a 3-part documentary on telemarketing company in New Jersey. It was on Max. It was really good.
Is it about like scamming people, like that kind of telemarketing stuff? Yeah,
Yeah, what they how they did the like police. They were calling for the police all the time. How they were calling for like the fraternal order of police, or
but they obviously weren't
they were
calling
scamming.
for them. Oh wow,
no, they would scam, but they would say that they were getting this money on behalf of the police, but they were only giving the police 10%, keeping 90%. Yeah, but the people doing the documentary are just New Jersey degenerates, so it's fun.
I wouldn't know any of them. None of them would be on this podcast.
I watched Shane Gillis, who I brought up on the podcast recently, that I've seen. He's a comedian. He has a new special on Netflix called Beautiful Dogs. I recommend that highly. It's very funny.
I remember at the beginning of this podcast, you said I didn't really watch anything, so I don't have much.
That was it. 2 things. 3 things.
7 things.
But it was a month. I say for a month, only having 3 things. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm watching Big Beasts on Apple. I love that. It's about big animals. It's a nature show. Yeah, I'm in the nature doc.
I love the nature docs.
Oh, I just got that Go V thing for behind the TV that it has a little camera that comes out. I put it on under the TV and it looks up at the screen. And then I put LED strips all around the back of the TV so that whatever is happening on the screen, the LEDs flash that color on the back,
match that
the wall
mood
behind it.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's really cool.
It is kind of cool.
That
It is
doesn't
nice.
sound
At first, I
necessary.
was like,
That
that's
doesn't-
weird.
It's
I think it
1000% not necessary, but it
least you
does make
acknowledge
it
that.
cool, make it cool.
Yeah, especially.
But
if
we
it's all
noticed during the
dark in
movie last
room.
night that it really didn't change colors that much.
That was a
Christine had the
K-drama.
same
Oh no,
theme.
Christine. Yeah,
Christine
that's
had the
right.
same theme throughout the whole.
was
Like,
just
the color
black.
didn't change.
It was just blood red.
It was red.
Lots of red.
It was lots of red.
Well, the car's red.
I guess that's what that
I guess we should get into that then, right?
I just wanted to say one thing. Foundation season 2. The other day, the first thing I did when I got home from vacation that Friday night, I said to Michelle, I'm like, I'm going down the basement right now and catching up on Foundation. And I thought I got up to the season finale. And I was like, wow, this is like such a great season. Then it just ended. And I'm like, oh, all right, I guess that's it until like the writer strike's over in 5 years. But there are 2 more episodes left. I was so excited. I went upstairs. I'm like, man, Foundation ended and it ended kind of weird. Like it didn't end where I thought it was going to end. And then I'm on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, there's 2 more episodes. I'm so excited.
I can't wait till
That's
it's
And
all
one of them
out.
comes out tomorrow and then next Friday. And I'm like,
Are you
I'm all
caught up
flooded.
on it?
No, I don't want to watch it till it's all
To the whole
out.
season? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Same
I'll
with the
start.
Ahsoka. I'm going to say.
Dana and I were talking about that today, Foundation today, because she was like asking me questions because she's not as far along as I am. But oh my God, Foundation's so good.
Yeah, I like when the whole season's out.
You know what I like?
Binge watch it.
Do you want to know what I like?
What do you like, Jason?
I like to go on Spreaker and anywhere else you can download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those good things for our podcast. We're extremely looking forward to having all of you just, reach out to us. We'd like that. Again, I forgot the name of the
I was
podcast.
gonna say, I want to know what you were going for.
I forgot the name of the podcast again. It's the exciting and new podcast. I've been Jason, whatever.
He's been high. I'm Andy.
Jizu and all that.
Oh yeah,
stuff,
Andy at thing and the other stuff.
And I'm Brian, Papa Bad Kid.
No one's following us anyway.
And I'm Christine.
The same 3 people like my Instagram post every week. Those 3 people know my account. Kevin, why don't you follow me, dude?